All right, so here you can see all the wear and tear, the scratches, the scuffs, just the abuse that this poor paint job's been through, especially down here on the swing arm. Hey, so welcome to the video. This is going to be a two-part series that I'm doing on the frame on my Santa Cruz Nomad. So what I got here is I've got the wheels already pulled off, so we'll discuss why in a minute. I got a lot of scratches and scuffs from over the years of using and abusing this bike since I bought it. And I didn't put any frame protection on it or anything. There's several products out there, Invisiframe, All Mountain Style, and I didn't use any of it. I just said, the heck with it, I'm not gonna bother with it. And now I'm kind of looking at the frame, the paint, it's like, kind of wish I did. So what we're gonna do today is explore some things and see what we can do to kind of clean up that paint and bring it back to that like new luster and help some of those scratches to disappear. So what I did was I've got a Makita drill, cordless. You can use any cordless drill. I wouldn't go too crazy on the power unless you have a way of cutting it down. A variable trigger will help with that. So you're not going just, all out. This is 12 volt cordless, so it's pretty good little setup. I bought this little arbor here. It goes into the drill chuck and it allows me to use these pads on it. So they come in different colors, but the colors are basically different densities. You can feel each one and feel like this orange one's stiffer than some of these others. And it also came with this little wool or sheep's cloth, whatever, I don't know what you want to call it, wool bonnet that'll fit on there like for polishing. So we're not going to bother with that so much as we are trying to get the scratches out. So I'm thinking of using this yellow one. It's kind of in between. Basically what it does is it just sticks on here. Velcro, just like that, and it peels off, but it's on there pretty good. You have the contoured ones that are just kind of like that, and then it came with some flat ones, just like that. I'll leave a link in the description below. It's Amazon. I'm not an affiliate program. I'm just leaving a link for your enjoyment and ease of shopping, picking out what you want. You can browse around, find what you want. So it's got the flat one. That's good on flat surfaces, but this kind of little contour gets in there a little better. It really comes down to personal preference. Like I talked to my son. He's works at a shop, and it's really best thing was what comes down to personal preference. And this with the contours, I thought this might be a little better. Get around some of the contours of the frame. So we're going to use this and just pop some drill like that. Make sure the augers on there are good. And so I'm not going to use any type of a rubbing compound. I don't want to really cut into the paint. I'm not really trying to get that crazy with it. The scuffs aren't really that bad. I'm not sure so much how the paint jobs are, how thick they are compared to a car. So I got two different products here that I like to use. This one here is called Scratch Away. You can get it from Meguiar's, called Scratch X. There's a bunch of different brands out there that make different scratch products. It's got a little bit of abrasives, a little bit of polish in it, so it does a really good job on fine scratches. There's also Meguiar's Cleaner Wax. That also works well. Really not much on the abrasives. It's kind of like a really good polish. It'll get some fine scratches, but that's where this will come into play because you really got to work at it more to get any type of a scratch out with this. So it's if you just have some minor scuffs, maybe some other little like paint scuffs from bumping up against another bike or paint on your garage or something, this will do a really good job, plus leave a nice luster. It's a really good wax. But for today, we're going to use the Scratch Away. Tried it on some other bikes just by hand, and it's done pretty good. Kind of partial to the Meguiar's Scratch X. Comes in a black tube, but this is what I got for today. So this is what we're going to use for today. Got some microfiber cloths. I love these. They do really good as far as cleaning up, getting some of the wax off, and just kind of buffing it up real nice. So we're going to kind of keep it simple and go along with that. Now, part two of the video is when we're going to get into a bottle of water, spray bottle of water with a drop of dishwashing detergent in it. This I've got 2 drops in it. It's a little bigger bottle, so I wanted to just add a little bit extra. Pencil, scissors, X-Acto knife, type knife, and some 3M tape. This is the clear protectant tape like you would put across the hood of your car or any type of other thing you would want to protect from scuffs and scratches. I actually got the idea from some other mountain bike videos. I've seen this used. There's some that use a frosted 3M tape like you would find in your bathrooms even. I'm not using that. I don't really want a frosted look on my bike. I like the nice shiny green. So this is a clear. I will leave a link in the description again for this. And some gloves, just because you gotta protect your hands. Make sure you got something on your eyes, because again, we're gonna be slinging some stuff around. You don't wanna get any of this stuff in your eyeballs. Who knows what it's gonna do, and I doubt you have an eye wash station around to rinse your eyes out for 15 minutes. So, had chemical burns on my eyes before, you don't want them. Learn from me on that one. So again, that's gonna be part 2, where we actually put a frame protection on the bike. This was dirt cheap, and you can cut it to fit, put it where you want it. It doesn't come in pre-cut designs like the All Mountain style. It doesn't come pre-cut and perfect and expensive like the Invisiframe. And you can just pick and choose where you want to put it and make it look how you want it. And with the scissors, the X-Acto knife, the pencil, you can kind of put it wherever you want it. So let's get into this. All right, so I've got the wheels off the bike because I don't want to get any of the wax or the scratch off on any the rotors. If you get any of this on the brake rotors, it's going to contaminate the brake pads, and that's just not a good day for anybody. So rotors are a big item. Got them out of the way. Could I move the brake calipers too? Yeah, that's for the video's sake right now. We're going to be going over the swing arm and see what kind of scratches and polish we can get out of this sucker, because it's really taking a beating. Because you see how close the cranks come, and my feet like to scuff it, and as I get dirt on my shoes, mud, it just eats into the paint, and it's just really killed the luster on it. So it really just needs to be polished back up. So we're going to have at that, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some of this to the pad, then just slowly work it in. Some little dabs there. Don't want to go too much, because then we'll start slinging off. So you see I just got a little bit there. We're just going to start working with that. And just start working it in. Just like this. I kind of missed a few zip ties here on my hoses, but that's all right. We'll go back and we'll get those, because I'm not going to come up under here. I'm just working on the sides here. And we'll wind up putting our frame protection on the side as well. Now I can pick up some of the speed. And just keep working it. Got a good scratch there from the rock. Definitely not going to do anything with that because there's no paint left there. It's a good trick for that if you've got a weird colored bike, something hard to match up. You can look at your manufacturer. A lot of times they'll offer touch-up paints. I have a video on some paint repair, but you can also get some nail polish. Going pretty easy here. You don't want this to dry out. I can work in a smaller section. Like if it was a car, you kind of work in a small section, but this is only so big, so I consider this a small section right now. And what this is doing is this is taking the place of a lot of hand buffing. Products like the Scratch X, you could use a microfiber towel And you can do this all by hand. See how fast this is spinning? And I'm just barely holding the throttle. That's a whole lot of tired thumb right there. So there we go. We're going to wipe that down with one of my microfiber towels, and we'll see where I'm at on the shyness scale. I'll support the bike a little bit here. Shine is back. Nice. There's still a few little scuffs in there. But look at that. Look at that luster that came back to it. So we can still work on that right there. Yeah, those are some scratches. Now they might not come out, some of those scratches, you know, but you can knock them down a little bit, make them less obvious to the naked eye. But yeah, it's really coming along nicely. Got a nice sheen back to it. So yeah, it's definitely working. Definitely a lot easier than doing it by hand. Sorry, that was just a swing arm. That was just a little touch of what we got. I'm gonna spare you the rest of the bike. I'm gonna go through the bike myself, polish her all out, and I'll come back, we'll talk about it. Then we'll go into part 2 for next week, and we'll have the frame protection going on her, because I'm not riding her after I do all this work to her until I put some frame protection on her at that point. So let's get back at this frame. All right, so I'm done. Took me about half an hour total. Didn't even mess up the pad. It held up really well. Went through not too much of this stuff. I do like the Meguiar Scratch X a little better. I will put that out there. That stuff's okay, but it just seemed like I had to do a little more work, sit on it a little longer for what I'm used to getting out of, like, you know, Scratch X, say, on a car finish. But worked great. Did a great job shining it up. I love it. And really, the job you do here is the job that you're going to seal under your tape. So you want to make sure you do a really good job. If you have any spots, any nicks or anything that you want to touch them up now before you get into our second part of this video, where we're going to be applying the tape. And hope this helps, and check out part 2 next week. In the meantime, like, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and you'll get notified next week when this new video comes out. Don't forget to do that. Catch you next week.